is there's also that thing that happens even at performances when there's either an international or like a main act where everybody else gets like the shit sound, where everyone's still like, let's keep the sound at a very low.
Don't plug the whole thing.
Don't plug the whole, just wait for the main guy. When the main guy comes in, Bwah! Now you hear everything. And it's crisp and it's clear.
Where were these flames?
Wow. Now there's CO2 machines. Now there's everything you asked for on your ride for when you wanted to perform. Couldn't happen because the budget wouldn't allow. But then when 2 Chainz hit the stage, he had everything. Welcome to another hot episode of the POPcast. My name is Miss Cosmo, back again to give you what's hot and happening within trending news. I don't move alone. I definitely travel with my main man, Muchi, for one, baby.
What's going on, girl? It's going to get better baggy today. We're in the middle of winter. First episode yet, June. I feel like it's like break time at school. We're indoors, but it feels like we're outdoors.
Yes.
But yeah, happy to be back with a brand new episode. But of course, we also have a brand new guest. I just want to say that we've been trying to get this guest for a while. Actually, we got him a long time ago, but in Tereta so we are missing our dates and our times and
red
the cancellation.
Green robots, red robots.
Which one is that one?
We have the green one now.
Yeah, we're out here operating.
You nice boy?
I'm alive. How you guys
Thanks
doing?
for joining us,
Robot
Mike.
boy in the building. Wow. I always forget he does that. Anyway, we're out at Drama in Braamfontein. Shout outs to the homies always making sure that they provide us with really awesome venues and hospitality. With that, of course, we're going to jump straight into what was hot and happening this past weekend, the things that were trending, the things that we're talking about, the things that happened. And of course, we do know that this past week, we had a big announcement of the Forbes 30 Under 30 for Forbes Africa.
Yeah.
We've got our very own Lasizwe, who is nominated, Musa Keys, Pupo Kumete, as well as Elsa Majimbo.
Absolutely great crop of people that they've put together out here. People always have something to say every time this list comes out. Not that they just think it's a list that somebody makes in the back room of, let me name 30 people and then put it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And ever since people found out that you have to present your argument to Forbes, Forbes doesn't sit there, look, good spider senses, which I wonder who's doing well out there. You know what I'm saying? They give people an opportunity to present their cases, which I think is fair if you think about it properly.
Yeah.
Instead of the opposite, the way people think they're just out there picking random people. Everybody gets a chance to make their statement, to go through this application process and then get vetted. And then they're like, these people are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And they get discovered that way.
And it's also dope that they do that because sometimes you could even miss people who are doing really dope things because they're not on your radar. So if you submit, just like even with awards, you submit, because if you don't submit, you don't get nominated. It's the same process. How are you feeling about the Forbes 30 Under 30?
The thing is, some people want to apply and they're over 30. They don't understand. First mistake, guys, is that it's Forbes 30 Under 30. So English sometimes is not our mother. And that's why, yabo. But yeah, congratulations to everybody that's on it, man. You know, it's always been something.
Would you submit?
No.
Why? You do so many things, like you know.
Not right now or not, and how much time do you have left?
No, I've got a couple months.
It's getting tricky now. That's why you won't apply, because it's too late.
Nah, I think
you just said a couple months.
I'm just like, the closing date continue. Now the thing is, I for things like that, right? I believe, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just believe in the recognition coming if it comes, but not you almost trying to go get it. You know what I mean?
But how else do you think you're going to get nominated? Hence I mentioned something like with the music awards. Yes, fine, we know you're releasing awesome music, but if you don't submit, we can't nominate you.
Yeah, half of the stuff, okay, not half. A lot of the stuff I do is for passion, really, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like placing that stamp of approval on a specific award or emblem or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know when you have self-love and you're just content with where you're at, yes, you're making great moves, and if an award comes, then it comes. But it's like, I don't think I'm that guy.
I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying about doing it for the passion. Outside of the technical part of like applying for awards or whatever. or not trying to do it for the thing of, oh, I hope I'm working right now so that I can compile things so that I can go and apply.
Yeah.
If that's what I'm understanding from what you're saying. But I guess when you say the awards they do come with the recognition from the public is what counts. That's a good mindset to have for people going in general. I would say, I definitely would say, don't do something saying I'm going to apply for this award, because then you're placing your value on that thing, and when you don't get it, then you're gonna feel bad, you know.
That's what happens to a lot of people when they don't get the stuff. It's as if their
like,
talent is
I'm
invalid.
not submitting anymore.
Yeah, it's as if
These things are rigged. All right, so something else that was happening this past weekend that shot the lights out, which really impressed me, if I must be honest. Especially in the climate that we're in musically, we talk about this all the time. Hip hop definitely is at a back foot, but it also just reiterated the fact that there are still fans out there. There are still people who want to spend their money. There's still people who want to see these people on stages. Shout out to the IVYSON Army Tour. They sold out their tickets at Zone 6, and it was electrifying. It was dope to see a full-on hip-hop lineup, which we hadn't seen in a long time. The boy Rowland was out there also performing.
Just young advert. I was the only piano in IVYSON Army. But I just came to greet.
Really?
Yeah.
You just came to say,
I just
hello,
said, Salar, then I was out.
How is your track doing, and how was it received at the IVYSON?
Yo, I think we're on 16K videos on TikTok.
Hectic.
And then I haven't checked out everything else, but it's pretty dope.
That's awesome.
And it's like cool. So again, back to my point, when I drop it, I don't drop it for their numbers. So the numbers are like an extra thing, but it's exciting to see.
That's dope. That's dope. But wasn't it awesome to also kind of be around everybody who was out there for support of Nasty C? The energy was electrifying. And it also, like I say, because a venue like Zone 6 is also very difficult to host an event there. Because if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the fans, and people don't buy into what you're selling, it's going to be empty. And when it's empty, it's bad.
Because you see the floor.
Yeah.
You can't afford to see the floor at events.
That's the rule number one at any venue that you have or the club. You mustn't see the club floor. As soon as you can see it in the pictures, all you're seeing is Kwais and all stars, then you've made a terrible, terrible mistake, my brothers and my sisters. But I saw the energy, and you're right, Zone 6 is a very unique venue. You know what I'm saying? In that it doesn't operate 6 days a week or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And throwing your own party there and booking it out and having the sole responsibility of filling that dance floor up, because that's what you must focus on. That dance floor must be full up with your fans, is something that's not very easy. And so shout out to Nasty C and his team for pulling it out. I saw, I wasn't there, but I saw a lot of clips, pretty much. You know how it is. I like people who put the entire story in their Instagram, you know, artist by artist, song by song.
That was me.
I'm like, this is absolutely delicious. Thank you so much. I feel like I was there. I was warm in my bed, but I'm watching kids. Keep going, Kosi. Keep giving me the content.
Song after song.
Song after song.
You felt like you were
I'm even sitting there, I'm like, come on.
The energy was with you.
I'm going down the whole list of performers with you, and I feel amazing.
Hey, but what was the data saying that time?
The data. I uncapped, I go through.
Oh, no cap.
So yeah, no, it seemed like a really, really dope party. And like I always say about hip hop, it's good to see that it's definitely doing much, it's in a much better space now, I think, hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Less toxic. You know what I'm saying? Because people were too much fighting. And because people are sick of that shit, that's what was bringing hip hop here. You know what, that meme.
We just want to see collaboration, want to see music, we want to see releases. I think that's what's important. But also, seeing people on stages is different, because coming through a time like COVID, I think it was also very difficult, because you want music to come out, but you want to see people perform. And if you don't connect from a performance perspective, it's awkward. But when the DJs were releasing, it's easy for them to just say, drop a mix, drop a song, host an illegal party, come through, check me out. You know, the DJs were doing a lot of things during COVID, but the performances couldn't happen. So seeing something like IVYSON Tour was really awesome, because then you're like, oh, gosh, this is why I love MT. This is why I love Nasty C. This is why I love KO. And it was good to also see the support from the guys, you know? Yeah,
on that point of releasing, I think what's crazy is I was having this conversation with Audio Mark at the IVYSON Army about how it's, if you don't release, like, we can't get new stuff. And it's not that hip hop is dying or it's dead. It's just that if people don't release, there's no new stuff to jump on. And I was telling him that Zakes did that. Zakes showed everybody that, yo, as much as y'all saying Pianila, Nai Osama. You know what I'm saying? There's always room for more. And it's like, it's either you stand and you go, Piano's taking over, or you release and take this to the top.
Absolutely. I think we've spoken about it at length, about the fact that everyone just needs to work.
Yes.
Instead of saying and complaining, saying Robert is working too much, so I'm going to relax. Then more work for him then, you know what I mean? But otherwise, there's definitely space for everybody to exist, because each person is different. Every artist is different. If you think that you sound like everybody else, then maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, That's exactly. Then
If you
need
feel
to
like
go
your
back.
music is being sunk in and it doesn't have any place, then maybe you sound too much like everybody else. You sound more like yourself. Artists, you know what I mean?
Figure that out.
I think if you're confident in yourself as an artist, then you know, do your own thing. Self-carve is the best carve.
Carve that one.
He's so happy with himself.
What?
Self-carve is the best carve. Sure, Sipo.
In closing.
In closing, some people have a lot of self-carve. People by the likes of major league DJs who've just been nominated for a BET Award, Best International Act. I think they've been gunning for this thing their whole lives.
Yep.
And Mama, I made it.
Yeah.
Oh, big ups to the guys.
Beautiful, man. And of course, the beautiful thing is only one of them needs to go to the award show, you know, it's the same type of situation. Nagadala. The boys are putting
But
so
actually, what if
much
they give
work.
them one?
Yeah, if they give them one, it's they'll be
Can
like,
they have another one? Because
They live together. They can just throw on the mental.
no, but
No.
hey, I'm the guy. If I do have a twin, and then he said if I had a twin, I was gonna want one, and then I go get your own.
nah, actually, they do give, if you're a duo nominated or whatever, everybody in the team gets their own statuettes or whatever that is being presented. So they'll be safe there. Won't cause any friction at home. One in the bathroom, one in the kitchen, whatever.
Yeah, well, actually, it's more
I don't think BET cares about your personal drama at home, about whether or not we're sharing the award. You're getting one, okay?
No,
If
I'm
you
saying
win it,
if you
this
get,
is what's
they'll
happening.
give you one thing and say, you guys must, they'll give each person a,
Yeah, if you're a producer, if
sure.
you're a songwriter, if you're
As a group, they'll
because
give them.
Are you
No,
saying Destiny's Child got one?
they must put
award?
it on the mental
As
and then
Destiny's
go
Child.
and then go and visit Beyonce to go and visit the award.
that's when you come to someone's house with an attitude. Yeah, Beyonce. Angela wena.
I didn't come for you. I came to see my
But
award.
how do you know it's at Beyonce's house? Missy, that's Missy.
But shout out to them, man. Like I said, the guys are putting in some multiple amount of work. All of it mostly during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying,
Yeah.
very few artists I can look at or in this country that have put in more work than those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very, very few. If you sit down and really think about it, the platforms they've created, the tours that they've done, how many people they'll be able to put on as well, considering they're not the custodians of Mama Piano.
Yeah.
A lot of people had a lot of things to say at the beginning of that. These
Yeah,
guys are going to be
but-
what? But I think now that
But you
Toka's done
adapt, you
down.
adapt and you adjust.
Absolutely.
And they focus on the brand, and that's one thing I love about the boys, man. They're a brand. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yes, they're major league DJs, but the DJing thing is what they do, but as who they are, man, the picture's bigger.
Yeah, man. And more brands who are taking it to the top to international status. Sho Madjozi going on a European tour. I think a lot of artists are actually going on a European tour, especially around Afro Nation. Yeah. I know Sipo's going to give us a play-by-play when he's out there. Huh? Let us know exactly
I hope so.
what's
I
on.
hope so. They must just give me that pampir that says you can try. Otherwise, I'll go live every day, 24 hours a day.
The visa.
No doubt about it.
What's the pumpy? The visa.
The visa, yeah.
vaccination.
The visa for
Or
those
the passport.
Portugals. Hey, they've been giving us problems, but hopefully everything is on track.
Yeah.
And we'll be out there representing. Hopefully we'll be down there. You know, there's a whole piano lineup that's going to be happening. So we're hoping to be carrying the flag high.
Yeah.
And you guys can see, home is in the crowd.
Are you
Yep.
going to take it with you?
The flag?
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Please.
That's dope. Do you actually have one?
I do.
Really?
Since 2010. Still have it.
When Philip was here.
When Philip was there,
I just need to run it into the shower a little bit or with the
get
washing
the
machine. Sorry. Get a shower.
stole it at a fan park.
Hopefully it's the same color, but if the red is a bit orange now, hey, we'll see.
No, you'll work around it. There's nothing
I might
else
have
you
to
can
buy a
do.
new one.
What I'm digging about the artists who are actually going on the European tours is that they are capitalizing on the fact that they're going to Afro
Yeah.
Nation. So Sho Madjozi doing that. I know Moonchild is also doing that. A lot of the other artists, I think Musa is also doing a similar thing. So it's dope that they're kind of seeing the foresight to say, we don't have to travel just for that one gig and come back. Let's also then see what else we can do around this time. So, hey man, take it to the top. Somebody else who's also doing big things internationally, Boity, is partnering with IFF. So it is a perfume brand, international perfume brand that have done a lot of things with big perfume, international perfumes throughout the world.
The fragrance game.
And the
I see what you did
fragrances,
there. Why are you
Fafa.
saying Fafa?
Fafa. It's the real things.
No, it's the EFF. I mean, which one is it?
wow, IFF. Shout outs to Boity for the collaboration. We all know that she's got her own personal fragrance. So I'm waiting to see how this partnership is going to work for her fragrance and trying to take it internationally. Because I'm hoping that's what the partnership is about. You know, and not necessarily working. I mean, you can work on new stuff, but also take the one that you've worked on and, you know, send it to the rest of the world.
And I saw that she was in France because she was also the ambassador of Moet and whatnot.
Yeah.
So she went to the farms and all that. And I actually I remember going to Skin Cosmetics in Santon there.
Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Skincare
And I saw the guy who she's talking about. I saw his perfume line.
Yeah.
I remember liking it. I also remember not liking the price.
Yeah,
So
because it's international. It's an international price.
I was like, love the...
You either like the fragrance or the price. You must pick one.
Both things won't go. I'm like, I want it, but I also don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
You understand this thing? So I know when Boity dropped, people are going to be like, we want it.
But you don't want to pay for it. But
hopefully maybe they'll make a entry level.
No, there's no
sample,
entry.
just-
You guys must just support.
That's a sample.
The sample. You know
That's
that
what
one
a
where
sample.
I'll leave with the stick. You know when they tell you,
Yeah.
you know, give me that stick. You know,
Put in your pocket.
later
Or
on,
just
someday.
go to Edgar's every week for a real.
I think
Do you guys remember when the magazines had the sample?
Yeah, they still do
It's my God.
that.
Still.
Yeah,
I don't think
I think
so.
no, because I remember actually when Boity dropped this fragrance that she's got now, she did samples. I think it was with Glamour magazine, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah, so
But
still a
let me
thing.
tell you, when I was a youngin, when I was in matric, I worked December at Edgar's. You know what the number one thing they watch out for at the makeup department, whatever, is regulars who come for the fafa. I realized that when I was there. They were like, hey, our biggest problem here are oaks that come after school, act like they're passing and then they want to, they look out for the regulars. You know, like they know him now, Tabo. We know you're not here to
You
just...
know when there's that picture, employee of the month, Fafa of the month. There's a picture of them there in the store. That's cool.
report
Watch
this
out for
man.
this
If you
guy.
see this guy, don't help him.
I also feel like if that's gonna be your tactic, at least change those. Like go to another one. Just circulate. So that you go to Woolworths, you go to Truworths, for Shininyana, then Edgar's, then you return again a month later.
See you coming, going straight. Grab the same one. Put it back. You don't even use they just go straight onto the clothes. Like, sir. Absolutely not. That's not how this thing works.
That's crazy.
One thing at least you can appreciate is that they want to smell good. You know what I mean? Get that from.
After school is
from-
after
But after
school.
school, where you going? Because you're going home. Which one is that one?
Oh, maybe there's a young lady that he needs to make sure.
Clearly it's not going home.
Hectic.
Clearly. I fail at school, huh?
Oh, goodness. All right, talking about brand collaborations. This past week, we also saw Kelly Rowland was back in South Africa. She seems to really love us these days. So she's done a partnership with Brutal Fruits. And there was some conversation around whether South Africans are appreciating the fact that they've got international collaborations with local brands, whether local people should be collaborating, or whether it actually does anything for the brand to bring an international to partner. What are your thoughts on that, Sibo?
It's tricky. First of all, brands everywhere around the world use people everywhere around the world. Yeah. So let's just start with the basics. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a brand in the UK that's looking to promote something, they could use somebody from America. They could be using a Brazilian star to promote something there. And so even here in South Africa, you know what I'm saying, we have brands that are international brands that sometimes use those brands locally now to push a campaign. Now, I get the argument where people are saying, well, why don't they just take that Kelly money and give it to one of the local ladies?
Spongy.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I was Spongy, one time saying Makona. You know, when they split those checks 7 times, and then they even have even more reach or whatever the argument is. Now, the argument I could make for both ways is that one, Brutal Fruit is trying to maybe appeal to an international market. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's across Africa.
Are they shipping it? Are they exporting the stuff? That's also the
Brutal Fruit, I'm pretty sure it's available in a lot of, at least Southern African countries.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's available on all digital platforms.
He was about
Just
to.
like,
I
comment,
know,
and
right?
subscribe to Brutal Fruit. So I'm pretty sure it's available in a lot of Southern African countries. So I don't know what the expansion details are in terms of like pushing this campaign. Another thing is that, which I think is something, there's maybe some truth to it, is that maybe they thought sometimes locally when you're picking, trying to find the it girl, the girl to speak to other girls, you can find a lot of division. People never agree. Why is it Miss Cosmo? Why do you think Miss Cosmo is the one who's going to reach all the other girls? Why do they think this girl is going to reach all the other girls? What do they think
makes
that
sense.
one? What do they think? They're like, why don't we bring a girl that all the girls love? And then it will bring us all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the local girls only speak to their own little market instead of all the girls they're trying to reach. And I say girls a lot. I know it's one of their biggest consumers of it are women, but I know men
Like
also
pink drinks. Yes.
like pink drinks. But I'm just trying to make the appeal to the way that they're marketing it. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of the lady that they were trying to put it for, they thought, let's bring somebody neutral, maybe, who everybody loves.
Yeah.
And they didn't think what the backlash would be like. Why don't you use a local girl? Because the girls can say that sometimes, but sometimes those things bring divisions because you find that nobody agrees with the star that was chosen.
Yeah,
And
facts.
suddenly people start saying, well, yeah, well, we're happy. And then Robert Boyd will be like, well, I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that she's actually more this and, you know, then the division that comes, it's like, then there's just no winning.
So Kelly's in the middle because there's Beyonce. So.
Do you think they could have used somebody local for this specific campaign? Well, not even the specific campaign. I think in general, because this goes to say that they have had other campaigns where they've worked with international stars.
Yeah.
I remember way back in COVID where we actually had a conversation with Scoop where they did the Costa Light thing with where they had a freestyle situation with Sway.
Yeah.
And the conversation around that time was, okay, cool. There's nothing wrong with Sway. It's also just a timing thing because we're in COVID, everybody's broke. We could be cutting this check up to local people as opposed to sending it internationally. It could be a similar conversation even with this one about, okay, but we're trying to get back on our feet, rather give this to the girls in South A as opposed to sending it internationally. Because now Kelly's gone. Is she drinking brutal fruit where she's...
But on his point, like if the South African girls are still getting the bag, then it balances out if Kelly's the main.
Yeah.
Because you can't fight...
Because it's a collaboration.
Yes. It's like, okay, there's the main, but we're all getting the coin. Same thing with Sway. Let's bring Sway as the guy because he's the freestyle guy. You know what I'm saying? Like from that side, but all the way around internet. He's the freestyle guy. And then the lineup was South African people.
And we like having these conversations when it suits us. You know what I'm saying? One minute we love it when we get cosigns from Americans and big international stars. You know what I'm saying? You're a YouTuber and a big YouTuber in America cosigns you, you're going to be posting it everywhere on your social. People are like, as you can see, the big dog in there recognizes me. But suddenly, if YouTube does something and they bring that guy down here, then it's like, whoa, why are you bringing this guy? It's like, it's the guy that you admire.
Yeah.
It's your idol. You admire this person. You love this person. Now you don't love them anymore when we... listen, creating this ecosystem of collaboration with internationals can always get tricky because we're always saying, let's spend money locally, let's make sure local talent is getting paid, and I get it. All I'm saying is that if we're going to give Kelly, right, just tomorrow when we give him Tebiseng, let's give him Tebiseng the coins also.
Yes.
The same level.
Let's give her the coins also, because you're not going to use Kelly all the time, right?
Yeah.
So in that level of campaign, if she's on a national campaign and there's billboards everywhere and TVCs, tomorrow when it's in Tebiseng and she's expecting the same from her, don't shortchange her.
We're a very cheeky country, you know what I'm saying?
South Africans, you gotta always want to fight. What did you say?
1 minute say happy cheeky, we're not excited cheeky. It's very bad. Like, we don't like you on Twitter tomorrow. The next day, we're posting your event. It's very weird.
It is a bit of a tricky thing, and I actually appreciate the fact that you're saying that they need to at least level it up from that perspective because then the girls do get shortchanged, and I think that's why they complain about the international collaborations because when it comes to them, then they don't get as big of a check.
Right.
But I do appreciate the international collabs because at what point are we then going to be a country that is considered international? Because we complain all the time, we say, these guys do world tours, but they don't come to South A. These people do international drops, but they don't come to South A. Rihanna's just brought Fenty. Now all of a sudden we're excited because she's included South A. And it's like, but you guys are crying for the world to appreciate South Africa, but when there is a brand trying to do that to shine a light on South Africa, then it's like, but keep the money at home. So I think it's just about equality within a campaign that needs to be kind of, you know,
that pay disparity there must just be closed up.
The paid what?
The pay disparity.
I mean, it's too early for that English. Subtitles for that.
Do you know what you can liken that to? And it was something that I actually noticed when I was at the IVYSON tour. Is there's also that thing that happens even at performances when there's either an international or like a main act, where everybody else gets like the shit sound, where everyone's still like, let's keep the sound at a very low.
Don't plug the whole thing.
Don't plug the whole, just wait for the main guy. When the main guy comes in, wow, now you hear everything.
And
it's crisp and it's clear.
Where were these flames?
Wow, now there's CO2
fire.
machines, now there's fire. Now there's everything you asked for on your rider for when you wanted to perform couldn't happen because the budget wouldn't allow. But then when 2 Chainz hit the stage, he had everything.
But let me tell you, some of these guys have their own sound engineers and in-ear monitor engineers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Especially in S6E. Like, he travels with his team.
Yeah.
There's a dude checking his in-ear monitor, the dude on the sound that's making sure.
Absolutely.
So he arrives purely just for Nasty's performance.
Yeah.
So he says, you gotta pick that up.
Some of the guys, they make sure the mic is own mic, guys.
You see,
Nigga.
Donald wasn't wrong when he was walking
Donald,
around
with
with
the
his
red
own
mic.
mic.
And you guys were
He
eating
had the
Naya.
vision, okay?
Donnie,
He
And
knew
you're not
exactly.
showing the love he knows he deserves.
I would
It's definitely too early for this.
building up what you're saying about Nasty C, he's absolutely right, because I remember I used to be at the crib where we used to shoot our old show, My Crazy Boys. They used to shoot JR's Feel Good live sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we'd be there and see a lot of the artists come and go. I saw a lot of artists come, and because they had sound engineers, but JR, that are all very good, as you can hear on the show. When Nasty C came, they told all the other guys, sound engineers, they said, don't worry, everybody let go of the equipment. What
Everybody
are you using?
sit down,
Show me.
thanks.
Brett, how do you use the iPad thing? They set the entire JR team down. Nasty C's entire team came in. Before Nasty C even got there, they fixed everything according to how they thought it was perfect, and then they followed through.
You see?
That
That
is
one episode was not produced sonically by the same guys.
really.
They told them, just what's the equipment they're using? Bring the microphone here. What's the?
You know what I mean?
And then they
Like-
told, you guys can all sit down. We're
So
gonna.
they had a day off.
They had a day off. You guys can watch.
But it's also it's an investment in the brand, but it's also if you're making enough money to have a team like that.
Exactly. And that's how his team
That's
moves.
the higher coin.
But you just gotta build your brand up to get yourself to that position.
It costs money, that thing, by the way. You know, it's not like these guys, you pay them in thank yous or something.
Hey, that
Hey,
exposure
my man.
check.
The exposure, the one that's gonna pay your rent. When people speaking now, that moving everybody reminded me of Global Citizen.
Yeah.
Iyo. They moved everybody after New Vest.
Really?
Because it was New Vest and Beyonce and Jay.
Yeah.
Iyo. Some other Arnold Schwarzenegger looking like, thank you guys so much. This is our show now.
Basically, you guys
They
were just
moved
wasting our
everything.
time.
Everything changed. Everybody changed.
That's
When
crazy.
Jay-Z will be
to
on
sound,
100%.
Everything, visuals to sound to everything changed.
The entire show. When the stage came, that everyone was like, why? Where was the stage this whole time? What's going
Crazy,
on?
bro.
When the screen came up, I remember the reactions. Everybody was like, oh,
Yeah.
we're seeing it. When you look in the morning, it looked dusty. You gotta... It's
Gotta
a
be
coloring in the
live
show.
stream on Facebook.
No,
Yeah,
come
which
on.
one is this
So,
one?
I guess it's gonna start later this show. It's
Hey,
still
before you know it,
pumping.
there's LEDs
People are on stage
moving.
dancing that time. That
Hey,
day later,
man.
the whole thing changed. You feel like you've just been transported into like Madison Square Garden or something.
Trust.
Hey man, get to that point where you're obviously walking around with your own engineering team. We want to see you shine. If you are the next guy, do the right thing, invest in your own brand. All right, people who are investing in their brands as well are dropping hot new music. And there's a hot new music video that dropped on Friday featuring Roboto.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Which one? Oh, yeah,
Are you?
Ghost.
I think which one? Are there that many? How many features? How many?
booked and busy, my
Actually,
boy.
how many cameos have you done? Because clearly you're not sure which one I was
I
talking
don't know,
about.
hey, but there's a lot, man.
Do
And
they
it's
just call you and say, come through?
Yeah, it's the love, Also, because I give ideas too.
Okay.
Most of the things I'm part of, I've given ideas into.
Okay.
Like the skits inside the music video, or this is how we'll do it, or this year.
Okay. So, Ghost music video, how you
Yeah.
feeling about the
It's very
final
dope.
cut?
It's very dope. Like quality. Guys, Mphela's a superstar, eh?
Yeah.
I know Shem.
She's a superstar, like proper, and she's a hard worker, like hard worker.
I'm one hour pusher. I think, and you know what? The shift happened very quickly. Because it went from Mphela, the dancer, to full-on artist.
Yeah.
And there was no time for you to be like, hey, is she still dancing? No, she's an artist.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want more proof of that, you can go see this video. Yeah, Ghost. Absolutely clean. The concept is amazing. It's the whole zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm Lipogo, robot boy, security guard.
Hey, I Trevor Kumbi put me in certain situation. Yeah. And also someone like that, Kamo, she also has a team.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely has a great team behind her. But I also like the fact that she's got this new habit of dropping a music video when she drops the song. Because a music video will always kind of change your perception of a song. Because if you listen to it, let's say on Apple Music, you've already got like your image on what you think it looks like. But when the music video is out, it opens it up completely for you and says, this is what I'm selling to you. And it speaks to, for instance, how this past week people were complaining about the Mphela video coming out so late.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, move quickly, because when your song is done, we don't want to now come and revisit it like 8 months later or a year later, because it should have come out at the point you dropped the song, so that we can take this journey with you throughout.
I don't feel like there's a rule to that though.
Really?
Yeah, because like it's content. You know what I'm saying? So the song Mphela would have never been able to be on a MTV base because it never had a music video. But now there's a music video. Now you can see it on TV. You know what I'm saying? It's like content is content, whether it's delayed or not. Pori and Kabza dropped a music video for that song they dropped 2 years ago.
Hello.
Yeah. And now it's like, once they were away, and they're like, hey, let's shoot. Okay, what are we shooting? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get the concept and it does make sense because sometimes a music video can make the song.
Yeah.
If let's say it dipped and the music video is dope, you know, and then vice versa. But I think it's content. Like there's no rule.
You're right.
Things are changing.
I mean, sometimes a music video can come out a little bit later, which will kind of give it the song longevity. I think it's also just a timing thing when you know, okay, the song came out and it was hot at the point that it came out. But for it to be that far long, I don't know. Maybe for me, I'm worried about the time frame. I'm not worried about actually dropping the music video on the day that you drop the song. I think that's great. If you have the capacity, do that. But if you need to wait a couple of months, I'm worried about it being too late.
I think that the song, in this particular instance, I don't think, it didn't do any disservice. I feel like the song, it surprised him himself. You know what I'm saying? As a young artist who was now, you know what I'm saying, who wasn't nationally known like that, to explode during December, the best time to explode, and for the song to ride the December wave all the way out, whether it was content online and at shows itself. You know what I'm saying? I think he worked it through as much as he could have. I think the video is maybe just a thank you at this stage of the game to everybody who showed him the support. Not so much to bring it back to life again, because I think that song was also like a very time period song. It's not like a constant, like in the clubs it might hit, but just to give it a visual is almost like just to say thank you, Irate, at this stage of the game. Just for advice tempe, just to put it in the locker room and say
tempe, so the tempe.
Lock it away, enjoy it. It's in the booth.
Ooh, the dad jokes that are flying today. My gosh. But you know what? Also, music videos are expensive. So I guess
there's that other thing.
There's also that needs to be considered about how much of the budget was coming together, whether there was a sponsor, whether there wasn't a sponsor. So there's many factors to this thing that need to be considered.
Check out December next thing and making music video. What I must enjoy. You know?
Oh, enjoy Libo Mang.
I'm seeing the money coming in for the first time like this now. I must just enjoy. I can't just take it all and say music video. Hey, wait.
Yeah, let me enjoy. Let me come to drama and pop some bottles. Hey. All right, more music that also came out. Blxckie, Kupuga.
What a nice mellow track. He dropped that in
mellow?
Not mellow, but like slow.
This is how we know you don't know the song.
No, guys.
This is the exact way. I will not address you as a professional. I will deliberately address you as an individual.
I will not be taken down this way. First of all, I like the song. And I will not be spoken to in this manner. I'm not going to defend myself.
You have to defend yourself because we need to understand.
I like the song.
Yeah, but why are you saying mellow? Are you saying mellow because it's not fully turned up, but it's turned up?
It's not fully turned up. It's that bass when it's hitting, for me it's like a slow paced.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Song. It's a song definitely that he played. The tempo, it's a very slow tempo song.
Hectic,
not a love song like that other song he has, By the River.
Yeah.
Not
the
like
river.
that. By the River.
Guys, Blxckie.
What's that song? By the River, you know.
Blxckie, he'll go
either that or
it's Hold.
Yeah, Hold. And you know, a song like Hold, it's shot by the river. I don't know why you guys are making me sweat out here.
Thoughts on Kupuga?
Here's one thing I love about Blxckie, is that like he can go and rage with you, and then he can come back diversity.
Yeah.
And like that's his balance, that's his lane. I think he's found his lane.
Yeah.
And hence your Kupuga.
Yeah. Shout out. All right, Felo Lati dropped a project, an EP, Contagious. It's got a couple of songs. He's also the dancing DJ. I've never understood DJs who dance, but Felo's doing it and he's winning while he's doing it.
Loves it. The ladies love it.
The ladies love it. He's becoming a superstar. Shout out to Felo.
He is.
He needs that Nike endorsement.
Yo.
Like he needs it yesterday.
Yo. It really needs to happen.
He needs that Nike endorsement.
But shout out to Felo, man. It also shows his creativity. He's also behind so many hit songs. He's also behind a lot of other artists' hit songs as well. So shout out to him. His EP is great. I enjoyed it. Did you listen to it?
Absolutely. I gave it a bump and I'm enjoying it so far. Especially that song he has with who's that guy from Zumla?
Tos.
That's him on that manga track, right?
Tos.
Yeah.
It's manga.
Yeah.
Tos's voice is one-on-one.
I promise you, he's got such a great sounding voice on track. More people should definitely use that guy.
Would you do a song with him?
Dos, I have songs with him, yeah.
Oh, in the vault.
In the vault, yeah. Crazy, before Mlando even.
Really?
Yeah, it's part of the camp. Duva and Namba, that's like the camp.
Nice. So when are you dropping them?
Hey, they're picking and choosing. Like, who must drop this one, who must drop this one.
Okay.
Because you know how it works. Let's say we're chilling in studio, we do 3 songs. Then you want one. Then Ms. Cosmo featuring Robot. And then he wants one. Then Sipo featuring.
Okay.
Yeah, so we all have like songs that we're going to just pick and like who's going to drop it.
Dope.
Yeah.
All right, okay, well, we're excited to see all of that dropping. Musa also has a new tune called Kancane. That's also doing the waves on the radio right now. Have you listened to it?
I got one.
Kancane. Digging it.
No, as in I haven't listened to it.
Oh, you haven't checked it out?
Yes.
I think you should check it out. One thing I like about Musa Keys, he's also diversity. Whether he's producing, he's on the keys, he's singing, he's rapping, he's DJing, he's literally like a one-man band, like sometimes like you, but not always like you. But yeah, he's got that creativity and he knows how to work with the artists that he features on his songs. So with the song Kancane, I think he's got another hit on his hands. So
Mr. Forbes under 30, shout out to him, man. Musa Keys, I love his performance energy. I feel like he's figured out a formula now.
yeah.
I was about to say,
He's figured out a formula. I think when he first started, you know, how about you're young and you just made it. So you're a DJ, you're trying to figure out, must I just sit behind the decks and, you know, must I go a little bit forward? Must I get involved? How do I present myself?
Yeah.
And now he figured out. I think it started off with one thing, and then now he realized the response he was getting from that. And just in the performance value, I'm excited to see what he does with it. Especially when you're saying, hey, why do DJs like dancing? Like you see, speaking about Felo and how, you know, he gets interactive. You know, you'll find him on top of the
on the speaker.
on the speaker or the count, wherever he can stand, he'll be there, on his friends, whatever.
I mean, there's a video of him like smoking the party while the song was playing and they were showing the crowd and he's just like chilling. I thought that was so crazy.
Oh,
That's mad.
And I think it's cool. Like people just need to, and I'm not saying everybody should do this, but you're right. Like from being on the decks, figure out what else you can do in your set to almost bring like vibe or hype. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing Waffles out here now dancing.
Yeah.
Now she's dancing. Now she's got a mic too. Now she chats to the crowd. Yeah, she's got like a whining a lot of car type of thing.
nice.
You know, like Mondays. I remember when Durban Gogo, everybody was just waiting for her to put the cup on her head. On her set, every set, everybody just like waiting, and then the minute she puts the cup and then she starts, everybody like loses their mind.
When she did the gloves of thing also.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So it's one of those little elements that you give to the audience because I think they kind of feel like you're too far from them in a sense. Or you don't
and also
connect.
you're too serious because your head is down the whole time. Hey,
absolutely.
man.
Just to see people in that element like that is really, really dope. It's definitely changed the entire, and obviously the internet and everything has changed the way that it looks. And sometimes it's a mistake because things just go viral. Everyone's just taking videos. You could do one time, you know, you could do one thing where you're just DJing and you start doing something because when everyone is like, I like that thing.
Yeah.
And that video trend, now you're like, I must do this every week. Every week I must do this thing.
Yeah,
But that's
that
how-
one gets tricky.
You know what I mean? You're like, I was just by mistake.
And what if you did it to tag you and now you can't remember? How did I do that
I
thing?
get the video. You have to go see a video. I look kunya now.
Now I must learn your own challenge. Oh, I did this.
Yeah. But you know what? I like you're saying, from a performance perspective, I do think it's opening people up. It is a lot easier for them to kind of interact with the crowd, especially because they've also got time. Must remember, piano house songs are a little bit longer, maybe almost 7.
First 2 minutes.
7 minutes. You've mixed in your song, then you can still be there. Chiva, 2 minutes and back. Hip hop, you can't do that. You've got a minute to mix in and mix out. So if sometimes you look at me and you think, this is low serious, hey, stress why PPM, I need to find the next song.
Yeah, mix one.
Can mix or hip hop, okay? I've got 30 seconds to get in and get out.
Yeah.
I don't have time to be jumping on the stage, but we'll figure it out. Don't worry, we're back. Hip hop is back, I told you. We're gonna sort it out.
What you guys do that's cool though is like word for word, like sing the lyrics too. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
that's something I
That
do. I
brings-
rap
yeah.
along to a lot of the songs because it also kind of,
Definitely.
you know, it's
When I was staying, it
fun.
must be like a house DJ. House DJs are the only ones allowed to do this.
Huh?
They must always greet a friend. There's
Doesn't
a
have to
friend.
look-
You must always greet a friend.
Yeah. And they can even just drink their drink. And house heads don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing, they're just enjoying that. And it's a you. I've been to, let me tell you something. Some of my best friends love house music. I've been experiencing it in a whole different way the last couple of months.
Yes.
I think I'm a house head now. Go. If you hear I'm a house DJ tomorrow, baby.
Sipo's a new artist every week. Just so
Every
you know.
week.
Hey,
Last week he was a rapper.
Let me dream.
Now you're a house.
I've always been a rapper though. You know, once a rapper.
A week before he was a dancer. That didn't go too well.
What happened?
We're waiting to see.
You need a medical aid for Evo show. Firstly.
Trust me, I know. Trust me.
You don't want awkward things to be happening. Oh, it's gonna get tricky here. But don't worry, Sipo, we got your back. We'll
Do you
support
know? Do you
I
know?
mean,
We got you. Your first.
I don't think we have a choice, but
house
you know.
gig. Your first house gig.
You guys will come there and
Yeah.
just go and be like, I'm a shy, I'm a fan. We're like, mix it up. I don't know, it's shy.
I don't mind. I know we're in June and July is coming, but you have to give us the horses.
It'll be okay. Thank you so much to Robert Boy for joining us today on this episode of the POPcast. A big up to our venue Drama and Braamfontein.
Yes,
Come
sir.
through, check it out, have some fun with the guys. Roberto, what can we
Yo.
expect? What's happening in the next couple of months? What can we look out for?
Yo, new TV show. Hashtag I'm a piano's next superstar. You
Yeah,
already know,
I
we
saw
out
that on
here.
Insta. Is that a digital TV show or is it going to be on?
It's going to be on a channel.
Oh, okay. They just haven't announced the channel.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a genre that's growing. I think every genre has almost had this. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We've had the Vuzu hustles. You know, we have idols for. You know what I'm saying? And like already the tags are crazy. You know. So and also the key thing is remember, for example, someone like Shekinah didn't win idols, but she's still Shekinah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes people might not make it to the top, but just being there and being exposed to the game and the industry is going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Yeah. Of course, new music, more challenges, more dancing, more content on social media, everything more, like more fire. It's sure.
Like more fire.
Sending more fine invoice.
I mean, honestly. And Robert is going to be the one paying that invoice because, my gosh.
For the bay.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Please be with us again next week, same time, same place. Subscribe, like, comment, join in on the live chat. Do everything that you got to do to stay in touch with the podcast. We'll be back again next week. But we're still here right now because we got to check out what matters to Muchi and what's good on The Real Views.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Muchi, and I'm back with another episode of What Happens to Muchi, or segment rather. This week, what happens to me is winter. Winter. It's cold, it's miserable, I hate it. It's my least favorite season of the year. But I want us to use winter as a metaphor very, very quickly. It really is winter, so you can just really just feel the cold outside. But also, what winter does is that it keeps you indoors a lot. You don't get to socialize as much. You don't get to go out as much. You're in your head a lot. And I like to tell people, as I've been told myself, is that you should use winter as a time for you to recalibrate and really think about what moves that you're trying to make. Especially a lot of people that watch this are artists, people in the entertainment industry, people that are always trying to reach mass audiences. For example, if you're an artist, this is a great time for you to think about the summer. Not to think about what you're doing right now in winter. People are indoors. People aren't partying as much. To be honest, the party never really stops. But this is a great time to think out how you're going to take over the summer when people are also releasing other really hot tracks. You want to be left behind for the wave and to spend winter indoors and I don't want to see to the entire time. You should spend this time really finding out what it is that you want to achieve when you can say the world opens up. If we imagine in this time, if you're quarantining because Hutsididi, think about what is your plan for the rest of the year. We're hitting the halfway mark. It's happened very, very quickly. We've woken up and suddenly it's June. We're going to wake up again and suddenly it'll be December. So whatever it is that you want to achieve in the first 6 months of the year, if you've been a little bit disappointed, use these cold months to really sit within yourself and ask what it is that I really want to have achieved in the last 6 months of the year. Write your goals down, and most importantly, start attacking them now because you definitely will have the time. Okay, hutsididi, but don't let your brain freeze as well. Defrost that thing and let the creativity flow. You hear me? That's what happens. That's what matters to Muchi this week. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is The Real Views here on the POPcast. So for this week, I decided to check out a new show. As we know, Disney Plus has officially landed in South Africa. We can officially start streaming all the different shows that are on the new streaming platform, which I enjoy, especially because it's starting to kind of give us a little bit more variety. So much so that I think a lot of people are moving way away from actually watching what's happening on satellite TV and rather streaming what they want to watch directly. So Disney Plus is coming through with different types of channels. They've got Disney, they've got Pixar, they've got Marvel, they've also got Star. And Star kind of comes in with more of the adult type of entertainment where you would check out different drama series, movies, action, that type of vibe. Obviously, Disney and Marvel will all be the cartoons for the kiddies. So I did check out a series called Queens, which is a new series that launched on Disney Plus as well, which is more of like a musical type of vibe, but it's like rap queens. So there's Eve, there's Brandy, there's Notori Norton, who you know from Power. And what these 4 ladies kind of do is work their way around getting themselves into the entertainment industry, but also their personal lives are kind of getting involved. I enjoyed the show. It reminded me a lot of Empire, which also kind of, it got a little too spicy for me or a little bit too much for me because I generally am not a fan of musicals. It gets a little bit too much because I'm just like, just speak. Like, you don't have to rap everything. You don't have to sing everything. But I get it because that is the whole point of a musical. So if you're into that type of thing, if you enjoyed Empire, I think you'll definitely enjoy Queens. And it's also dope to kind of see Brandy in this type of a show because we typically know her for singing, but here she's rapping, like rapping. To the point where we might even say, Brandy, you deserve to give us an album, okay?